Thank you for joining us for a special Year's End episode where we look back at some of the stories that touched our hearts, sparked our imagination, and gave us hope. I'm Naiva Reynoso. Rising to meet the challenge of a humanitarian crisis, county workers cared for thousands of unaccompanied children coming across the border. Meet the inspiring individuals whose lives were forever changed by the experience.
A growing crisis is unfolding at the U.S.-Mexico border as we learn many of those crossing are young children.
It is not a border crisis. It is a humanitarian crisis, and that impacts all of us. These are young people seeking asylum and refuge in the United States, and that dream of a new life will start right here at Pomona Fairplex, where they will be welcomed. There are moments that define this country and the county of Los Angeles, and this, in my opinion, is one of those moments.
At the end of every week, I keep saying, please let me go back. Please let me go back, because I feel like I'm making a difference.
I would say so comforting to understand that I made a difference in this child's life, because that was their dream, is to be with their family.
I thought I could just come in and be a nurse, having over 30 years of pediatric experience, that I could just come in and give shots and be done with it. But when I was called mommy, there were days where we left crying.
Having kids trust you enough is just such an honor. And these kids in particular, because of everything that they've gone through, just makes it that much more special.
It was an honor, but at the same time, it's also heartrending because some of the kids are so small and they're alone, and you really want to go and do everything you can to make sure that they have what they need so that they can thrive.
They were all just full of hope, full of dreams. They just want to go to school. They just want to learn. They want to be someone in life.
This work could not have been done without LA County because of the way that LA County professionals show up on this site every day. They're 100% committed to the work.
We want to thank the County of Los Angeles and Supervisor Solis. Thank you to you and all the team at LA County. It is not easy to stand something up like this quickly and do it right. But I think you can see that this is a place where kids can be healthy and safe.
So I really was interested in this mission because my mom came over as an unaccompanied minor. And I feel like she would have been really happy to see some of the kids who had similar stories and similar struggles, and that I was able to help them get to family and get to their new homes in the United States.
They created a safe haven for the children, a hope incubator, if you may, where children can have an opportunity to learn, but also to play and to be children and to be cared for.
You know, I think the biggest message I have is I see you and I see your passion and I see how much you care about these children. We feel it every single day in the interactions we have, and we know that every moment you have kept that child in the center of the work that you've done, and that's why we've done such wonderful work here.
It takes a village. It really takes a village to get this done. So being a part of that, it's great. It's great.
We are LA County. No matter what branch we are, we make things happen, and our common goal is here is for the kids.
We were connected by a mission versus a lot of times we're connected by obligations or rules or regulations, but it was very powerful to see the Los Angeles County family come together for this cause.
We were this unified front to come in and do the work that was asked of us and go above and beyond.
I tend to use awesome a lot, and I apply awesome to great events like this. It was awesome.
So yesterday as I was walking home, I saw a bus with a bunch of kids going onto the bus with their luggage, and I understood that they were going to be reunified, and it just made me stop for a moment and realize that we're really doing something so big here, and this is so great.
The Natural History Museum hosted 15 local STEM teachers for a week of marine research to improve science education in local schools. Join us as we hoist the sails and set off on a voyage of discovery off our coast.
The ocean drives everything around here. It's really striking that Los Angeles is so ocean-oriented, and yet there are so many people who never have the chance, never have the opportunity to make it to the ocean.
These teachers work in the area, so the ocean's not that far away, but many of their students have never had the opportunity to go to the ocean. And in fact, some of the teachers had not gone to these beaches, even with their own families.
And so one of the real hopes we have is that with this program, we lower those barriers of getting to the ocean. The program we just did here was a week-long program called Dive into Marine Biodiversity.
Oh, cute!
And it was targeted at a group of teachers who are STEM teachers, all science and math teachers, who are in-service teachers and enrolled in a program at Cal State Dominguez Hills.
Our university, geographically speaking, is surrounded by an area that unfortunately we have a lot of schools that are sometimes referred to as high-need schools. It's part of our mission, it's part of our DNA as a California State University to do what we can to respond to the needs of the communities. And we respond by preparing highly qualified teachers. You won't believe this, but I remember a few years ago, we were doing a survey of the number of students who have been to the San Pedro area or have been even to the beach area. And they only live like 15, 20 minutes away, and a large number of them have never been there. And that really just blew us away. So we decided at that time to develop this strong partnership with the Natural History Museum.
I grew up in South Central, so super close around the area. Several students I know in my community, I've talked to so many. They're like, yeah, I don't go to the beach. I hate the beach, or I hate the ocean. Like, I know what they're going through, kind of. So I feel like that gives me an advantage, just connecting with them, with the low income, being Latinx, Hispanic, or just being female.
It's like this on touch.
I feel like as a first-year teacher, the more I educate myself, the more I get to educate my students. So I just felt like it would be an awesome experience for me. So because I live in the desert, the only thing we really see are coyotes. So it's completely different from being around the ocean.
So the diversity in crabs of that type of body form is really immense. It's a really cool.
So one of the things that is clear to all of us, I think, who've been in school and been taught, is that teachers who teach with a passion are the ones who reach us. For teachers to teach with passion, they have to love the thing they're teaching. And that's part of what we wanted to do, is give the teachers those experiences that they can then translate directly into the classroom.
All right, my friends, we are in the rocky intertidal area. Typically, the tide will come up this high. During a good storm season during the winter, the waves will come all the way up here.
Hopefully, I'm able to create some lessons with this whole week, and then do those lessons with the students, and maybe even have a field trip out of it, definitely. On their first year, I know first year is pretty tough, so I'm definitely looking forward to talk to those teachers, like 15 plus. You're like, okay, how did you do your first year? Like, I'm hoping just to gain, from their experiences, kind of apply them to myself.
Oh my God. Adam, there's a play structure now. Like an octopus. Octopus. Yeah.
It is an octopus?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that
Because the school I'm going to be working in, they're transforming to all STEAM school. So hopefully when I start, I can inform them about this because I would have a lot of fun with them if I would be able to come with my students.
So after the year that we've had by just being indoors with COVID, having to learn on a computer, now that we have a chance, we want to bring the students back outdoors, do labs, be interactive, and bringing them out of their houses into nature, get back out here in life.
Those organisms are reasonably widespread across the shelf. It's not like, oh my God, we hit the one spot where these things exist.
Yeah. One of the things they realized of like how many of these activities, how close the ocean is, that are available at low cost, no cost, and are accessible not only to them as teachers, but also to the families of their students.
You might have noticed that we only have 5 crew today, and if you're thinking, is that enough to run this boat? And the answer is no. That's why this is a training vessel, and you are now the crew. So we're going to be asking you to help out in pulling some of the lines.
And you 3 are entering into different age groups and different subjects, and so has this sort of met your needs as far as what you can bring back to your kids?
Yes, it expanded like the ideas that I've had for my students, and so I'm excited to just use some creativity and figure out ways to like incorporate this in my curriculum and just get my students out of the classroom and bring, professionals into the classroom.
I definitely feel like it has gotten me excited and even more interested to learn on my own more about the ocean. So because I'm excited, I'm able to bring that excitement to my future students as well.
So just imagine 1 in 2 in Los Angeles County are of Latino or Hispanic origin, yet less than 1 in 10 in STEM field. So that should tell us something, right? Like, what aren't we doing? And programs like this really level the playing field, meaning that if you don't engage them with fun, exciting experiences, how will they be inspired to pursue STEM as a major or to pursue STEM as a career, right?
The coastline provides jobs. The coastline provides really good jobs, ranging from port jobs through fishing jobs and the now growing blue technology kind of jobs. So if people are not even in touch physically, going to see the ocean and aware of what resources are there, they're probably not going to consider that as a career option.
These new blue economy jobs are ones that are being developed now, and this generation of students coming through from kindergarten upwards are going to be filling these niches that they've never had opportunity before.
Our mission here at the Natural History Museum has multiple pieces to it. One part of the mission is what the public sees every day if they come and visit the galleries, the mission to translate science into information for people who can come and enjoy that. Another part of our mission is the research that we do in the back end of the museum, which is not as public. But then a third part of the mission is making it possible for teachers to learn things about natural history, which in this museum also includes human history, and bring that to their schools. I love doing it retail, as it were, with individual people who come and visit, but it feels so wonderful to get to a teacher knowing that they're going to interact with hundreds of students.
It's about making opportunities available and an environment available that is very near and dear to me, the ocean environment, and making it accessible to a lot more people here in Los Angeles.
Military veterans are finding healing by being part of a pack of wolves, that is. You won't want to miss this chance to get up close with these remarkable animals and the therapy program that's helping us rethink our relationship with predators. Here's more.
Knowing that just like this land, there's so much space. There's a vast open held space for each of us to be here exactly as we are, and with the intention to hold space for each of us to just share what we're arriving with.
We're here at Wolf Connection. We are a nonprofit located in the Antelope Valley between Acton and Palmdale. We are both a sanctuary for rescued wolves and wolf dogs from captivity and a human empowerment program. So we believe that the wolves can teach us about ourselves. All of these wolves come from backgrounds of abuse, abandonment, neglect, and they all have the capacity to open, to grow, to heal, to give life a second chance. And we believe that they can teach us humans to do the same.
We thought it would be a great project and program for military women. We have a Women Veterans Project in the past, working with the LA Sparks to talk about transitioning out of the military, transitioning out of professional sports. Careers are very similar, and with the Wolf Connection, it took us to the next level. We know that we have approximately 30,000 women veterans in the county of Los Angeles. One of the largest populations in the United States is right here in the county of Los Angeles, and yet most of us do not interact with each other. We don't recognize each other out there, so this is an opportunity for us to get to recognize each other, become that community, and continue to grow, build out.
Just really being able to take that energy that I feel that is just overflowing sometimes, just to be able to gently share it with people around me.
This wolf sanctuary has been sort of a wind in my sails, reconnecting with the freedom and the inherent wildness of being a woman and happen to be a female veteran. I choose to identify less as a disabled veteran and more as an empowered female who navigates the world untraditionally, but have found so much depth, clarity, and understanding who I am as a person and what I can contribute to society to make this world a better place.
So instead of just doing a single day program, they come out every Monday for 8 weeks. So there's 8 sessions, and this is a PAC project. You know, they're deciding as a group of women coming together what's the message or the invitation they want to leave for the next group. And if you're watching this and you have this feeling in your gut inside where you feel called to be part of this, this is intriguing to you, you're still thinking about it tomorrow or a week from now, this program is for you.
Glitz and glamour marked the annual Quincenera event for young women in the foster care system. But behind the sequins and sparkle, the coming-of-age ritual offered a chance for the quinceañeras to put the past in perspective and focus on their goals for the future.
Today was a very beautiful day. It was a gorgeous night. I got to see people that I love. I got to wear a dress that I've always dreamed of, and I'm very grateful for everything.
This is an event to celebrate 5 young ladies who are also in foster care on their quinceañeras.
It's like a celebration to go into womanhood, like being all beautiful as well. It's like it's important because like this is our first womanly dress before a wedding.
It's very different, and it's all due to the pandemic. We want to make sure that we both celebrate these young ladies, but also keep everyone safe in doing so. We try to celebrate our foster youth in every way possible because they often don't get that.
60% of the kids in foster care are Hispanics. So part of the event is to raise awareness. We need Spanish-speaking foster parents to take these kids in who speak their language and understand their culture.
Like a lot of Hispanics in the foster system, we're not very much seen in the system as often as any other person. And it's just important that we're seen as much as any other person is in the system.
Los aplausos para Lisa y su chambelán.
of age event. It's something that makes them feel special and also gives them a link to the Latino heritage. We think that is extremely important, and it is also an opportunity for us just to celebrate them. Oftentimes they don't get that.
Ever since I was little, I've seen pictures around my room of other girls in our family that had quinceañera, and like I've always wanted to feel like a princess at one time, or like a queen. I wanted to feel that moment as well, like my family did.
And do you feel like that?
Yes, I really do.
I feel really happy because I just feel special right now. It makes me feel important because you have somebody that cares about you. You feel important for somebody else. Yeah, kind of happy.
Thanks for joining us for this special episode. We wish you the joys of the season and a happy new year. We'll see you next time on LA County Close Up.